Welcome to yet another video of Jack of all trades. Today I am talking about Provident Fund, how to withdraw the advance from the Provident Fund. Firstly, let's talk about what actually a Provident Fund is. Actually, Provident Fund is the main scheme under the Employees Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provision Act 1952. The purpose of this scheme is to provide financial freedom and old age benefits for the employees who have registered with this organization. Firms which is having less than 20 employees can opt out from registering their employees with EPFO. The next we can talk about the contribution, how the employee and the employer is contributing to this fund. Actually, the 12% of the basic plus dearness allowance of an employee will go to the Provident Fund every month. The equal contribution will be made by the employee as well for that particular month. But there is a difference out of that employer contribution. 8.33% will go to the employee's pension scheme, with a maximum limit of 1,250 rupees. The balance will be retained in an EPF scheme. We will be taking a real-time example to check how contributions are made by employer and employee. Let's take a real-time scenario. For example, if an employee's basic salary is 25,000, the employee contribution towards his PF would be rupees 3,000, as it is a 12% of his basic pay. The equal amount will be contributed by the employer as well for that particular month. Out of that, 1,250 rupees will be diverted to EPS, that is Employee Pension Scheme, as 8.33% of 25,000, that is 2,082 rupees. As we have maximum limit applied to EPS, only 1,250 rupees will be moved to EPS, that is 1,750 rupees will be added to the PF as employer contribution. I hope you got the idea. The idea is 12% from employee contribution and 12% from employer contribution. But from employer contribution, 8.33% will go to EPS, that is Employee Pension Scheme, with a limit of maximum 1,250 rupees. In this slide, we are talking about when an employee can withdraw his PF account. The first criteria is on his retirement he can withdraw entire amount from his PF account, including his contribution, his employer contribution, plus the interest accumulated on his employer contributions. The second criteria is you can withdraw 90% of your PF amount within 1 year of your retirement. The third scenario an employee can withdraw his PF is 60 days of continued unemployment. If an employee quit his job and completed 60 days without any employment, then he is eligible to withdraw the entire amount from his PF. The greatest benefit the EPFO is giving to its members is that they can avail the advances from their PF amount. There are some certain purposes and there is some restriction to the amount which can be withdrawn, and there are some criteria as well, including all these very important, very common purposes. I have listed some of them. This is not a comprehensive list. There are some other purposes as well where you can avail the advances for. I'll put the presentation in the description. You can refer to it if you want to know more about this. The next thing is the UAN. UAN stands for Universal Account Number to be allotted by EPFO. For example, if you are working for multiple organizations, then you will have multiple PF accounts. The UAN will act as an umbrella for multiple member IDs, that is PF numbers. That is UAN. Even if there is an option to withdraw the advances from PF account, I would recommend not to withdraw the amount before you completing the 5 years of employment, because there is a tax implication on early withdrawals from your PF account. The total employer contribution amount along with the interest earned will get taxable in the year of withdrawal. One more thing, the amount of deduction claimed under section 80C. You can avail a deduction under 80C as per the old regime of income tax. That will be added to your income in the year of withdrawal. The interest earned on your contribution will be subject to the tax as well. This provision is brought by government in order to encourage long-term investment. If you don't have inevitable emergencies, please don't withdraw the PF, as it will be a long-term investment for you and will get benefited after your retirement. In the next part of the video, we will talk about how to withdraw the amount from PF account. Let's search on the Google online PF withdrawal. Then the first link you will get is unified portal epfindia.gov.in. The link I will provide in the description. Please go to the website. Here you can enter your UAN number and password if it is already activated. If your UAN number is not activated, you can activate UAN number from here, activate UAN. There are 4 options here. Select any of that and fill the details as per the option you have selected above, be it UAN or PF number or Aadhaar or PAN. Please fill the details as per your document, and you can get your UAN number activated. You will get your UAN from your payslip or from the message you are getting on your mobile from EPFO. Please enter your UAN number and password here. Password will be provided when you activate your UAN number. Click on data. Then the first thing you should make sure is all your details, Aadhaar, PAN and bank number is updated here. Otherwise you will have to do KYC from here and get all your documents updated. For me all this details is already updated. Aadhaar is verified, then PAN number is there and the bank account also is there. All my information is updated here. Then there are multiple forms here. Form 19 is for EPF withdrawal. That means if you are eligible for the withdrawal of complete PF amount, the eligibility I have mentioned in the beginning of this video. 10 seals used to withdrawal of the pension if he is eligible. The eligibility of withdrawing the pension is The employee should not complete 10 years of employment, and he completed 60 days of unemployment, continued unemployment. When he would be eligible for pension withdrawal, then he has to use 10C form. Form 10D is used to apply for the pension after his retirement. Form 31 is used to withdraw the advances from the PF. Before going to the claim form, let's check the passbook. Provide the same username and password, UAN and the password, and here you can see the details of your passbook. The PF account holder here is having only one PF account, as he worked only for one organization. If in case you work for multiple organizations, you can find all your passbook here. By clicking on the view passbook, you will get to know all the details about your passbook. What is the total balance, employer contribution and employee contribution, what is your amount which is you are having in your pension. All the details you will get to know from this passbook. Let's go to the UPF portal again to apply for the withdrawal. Click on the claim option. This will give you this window wherein you have to verify your bank account number. Previously only last 4 digits was required. Now it got changed. You have to provide your complete account number here to get it verified. Please click on verify. It will give you a green tick if your data matched with that of EPFO. A very important things to note here is, if you are eligible for complete withdrawal of the PF amount, the DOE should be updated here. Date of exit should be updated here. Otherwise, you cannot withdraw the entire amount. You will be eligible only for the advance. If your DOE is not updated, you can get in touch with your organization and get it updated. If you don't have contact details, you can get in touch with the EPFO as well, so that your DOE will get updated and you will be eligible for withdrawal of the complete amount. Click on proceed for online form. This will give you a form. You have to select the form here. If the account holder is eligible only for PF advance, then that advance form only will be available here. If you are eligible for the complete withdrawal or withdrawal of the pension, both the form will be here. You have to submit both the form individually. You cannot submit it in a stretch. You have to submit every form individually. Here I am selecting the PF forward claim. In the drop down of purpose of which advance is required, you can see an outbreak of pandemic COVID-19. There is a temporary provisions the government is providing right now due to the COVID-19 situation we are having. You can avail 75% of the PF amount using this purpose. There are other purposes: illness, natural calamities, purchase of handicap equipment. Some of this I have already explained in the beginning of this video. If you completed 5 years of employment, the construction of house also will be available, which is providing maximum advances. You can withdraw the amount equivalent to your basic salary for 36 months, or yours and your employer contribution along with the interest, whichever is lesser. For illness, you can withdraw an amount equivalent to your 6 months basic salary or your contribution, whichever is lesser. I am selecting the illness as a purpose. You can go for the COVID outbreak as well. then you have to provide the required amount here. It is not necessarily the amount you are putting here will get sanctioned. As per the eligibility and the discretion of the EPFO, your claim will be processed and a certain amount will be credited to your account. You have to fill the details here as per the document you submitted to EPFO, the complete address. Then you have to upload either your scanned copy of a check or passbook. The format should be JPG and the size should be in between 100 KB to 500 KB. Bank account, IFSC and name should be visible on the check. If your name is not printed on the check, you can apply for a fresh check from the bank. Most of the checks, which is a part of a welcome kit from your organization, will not be having your name on it. You can apply for a fresh check from the bank, or you can upload the passbook with all these details, your name, IFSC number and the bank account number is being uploaded, so that the EPFO can verify that the amount whichever is being credited is credited to your account only. Then you have to go for get Aadhaar OTP to get it verified. If your number is registered with Aadhaar, then you will get a OTP. You have to provide that OTP and submit the form. You have to provide the OTP and click on validate OTP and submit the claim form. Then your claim will be submitted. As of now, I don't want to apply for a withdrawal. That is why I am not clicking on validate on submit form. I don't want to submit the form. After submitting the claim, you can track your status from here. Here all of your claim will be listed with the status. Thank you for watching. Please like the video and subscribe the channel.